and welcome to the Cup TV. Well, we put the real and the tea in reality, and when you can come here first to quench your reality thirst. I am your girl Lana, your resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her, and if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am not drinking anything right now because I just ate dinner and I just had enough a lot to drink, and so I'm kind of full. But if I was drinking something, I would be drinking it out of my cup mug. Cup mug. Cup mug. You can get all of your cup mug and cup merch things at lanagscreations.etsy.com where you can get all of your stuff. And, get you something. All the cool kids have one. You should get you one too. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Meow.
Oh, not that.
Sorry. And I'm David Healy, and this is my cat, Lily. Some people know her, some people don't. She's the best. But my claim to fame this week is, let me get positioned here. My claim to fame is that when I was young, my sister and I were in the Mickey Mouse Club fan club, and some people had sent us some phone numbers for some of the Mickey Mouse Club members. And I actually got to talk to a few of them on the phone,
Ooh.
including a very young Ryan Gosling. So, yes, I've
Ooh.
talked to him on the
Gosling
phone
is
when I was young.
so fine.
Ooh.
My sister will not argue with you on that. She has a huge crush on him still. But I am drinking a zero sugar root beer. Yum.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hey, it is me, Nate. I currently don't have anything to fame. Um, but I will say, if you're watching and you play Monopoly Go, add me. Add me. I need stickers. I'm obsessed right now. Listen.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. That's great. We're here to talk about claim to fame. But first, in my Julie Chen voice, but first, why don't you hit that notification? Subscribe, like, share, and follow the Cup TV, where we talk about claim to fame, all the other we talk about other reality shows, Big Brother, Survivor, Amazing Race, everything, all the stuff. So if you kind of like what we're doing, we kind of like you. So if you like us and we like you, it only makes sense for you to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can always see what we're doing and when videos drop and we can support each other. That is our goal. We want to support you, you support us. That's how this Cup family works. So hit all of those like subscribe buttons. Follow us on all of our social medias, Twitters, Instagrams, TikToks at the Cup Pod. Yes, I'm doing it all early because I want you to subscribe. I see you looking. I see y'all lurking. I see you watching, but you're not hitting the bell and you're not subscribing. We're trying to get our channel up and we need you. So subscribe to that. Also, if you like Drag Race, all of our Drag Race content is jumping off the chain right now over at the Cup Pod and our Cup of Reality channel. So you want to go over there and check those videos out. Go and subscribe over there. Now, we've gotten all that out of the way. Let's get to what we came here to talk about, and that is Claim to Fame, episode 8. And
I don't want to talk about
it. A lot of things happen that I may not agree with. I feel like myself and they are going to be on one accord, and David is going to be an island by himself today. It's just how I'm feeling. I'm just feeling it. But the episode starts out with Chris feeling some type of way. He's feeling a little guilty, a little, like I made this pact with Gabriel, and I feel like I broke his trust a little bit by showing his clue to Carson, and it's just not sitting right with me. So I gotta tell him. I gotta relieve this guilt off of me and just tell Gabriel that I showed his clue and it's probably in multiple people's hands right now. Which is not. Carson didn't share that with anybody, by the way. Just FYI. It's just Carson and him who has the clue. But he doesn't know that, so can't fault him for that. And so he goes and he finds Gabriel. He's like, look, man, I gotta tell you, I shared your clue with Carson. And I know we said we wouldn't do that. And I know we said we would go trust each other, but I did it. And Gabriel was like, I kind of already saw that. I saw it when you did it. I was standing right outside the door when you did it. I saw it. And he was like, I just wanted to tell you. And then Gabriel was like, but I know this just showed me what kind of person you are, man. I mean, bro, I get it. Like, I get it. I held up my end of the bargain and that's just the kind of player you are. And Gabriel was like, and Chris was like, I don't know why you're getting so mad at me. It's the game, man. It's the game. And Gabriel's like, but it just shows the kind of person you are in real life. You're sneaky. Like, that's just who you are. Blah, blah, blah. And Chris is like, take it back. He was bad. He was like, take it back right now. Because you're not gonna come for my personal game. Take it back. Gabriel's like, I ain't taking back nothing. I said what I said. Now I'm paraphrasing right now because honestly, I don't know exactly what they said, but that was the gist of the conversation. So I'm gonna let y'all talk because David has thoughts. I'm sure Nate has thoughts. Y'all know I got thoughts. So
yeah, I found this very interesting. So I like both of these guys a lot, and I was hoping the conversation would go differently, because I actually respected that Chris was going and admitting what he did. Of course, Chris expected Carson to leave. That's why he showed her the clue. He didn't think it would affect Gabriel's game in any way other than maybe him getting some knowledge, which didn't happen. But what's interesting to me is that Gabriel was pretty upset about this. And I'm like, Gabriel, didn't you kind of do the same thing with Monet's clue? Didn't you take that in trust and then share it with Chris? And also, weren't you voting for Hugo to be the guesser, knowing he was going to pull down Chris and try to send him home? So I just didn't feel like he was... I don't know. I felt like there was a little bit of hypocrisy there. It's a game, and I don't like to see people like make it or take it personal. So that's kind of what bugged me, but I still like them both, and I like what happens later in the episode, but that's my perspective on it.
Nay, your perspective?
I think the difference is what, yeah, I agree with the whole Monet part. I wholeheartedly agree. That's the same thing. But what I disagree with is Gabriel wanting somebody to guess Chris. I think it's different because, one, he's not directly taking that shot for going behind Chris's back. Like, they could have just made it to the end, not knowing who each other person is and just taking random ass guesses. Instead, Chris was like, no, I need to know who you are in case I do need to take that shot against you. Compared to Gabriel just like, if you can take that shot against Chris, I'm not going to do it, but you can do it. And by the way, I don't understand how nobody got Gabriel's fucking clue.
Same.
Because Monet ain't seen it.
Monet ain't seen it. No, Monet did see it, and she did guess the right fucking person.
Oh, she saw in the challenge. She ain't seen the other thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and was told she literally guessed Nick Cannon.
Mm-hmm.
and was
Mhm.
told
No.
no. And I was
Because
like,
I'm like, all y'all listen to JR. He's still stuck on Julius Peppers, but now he ain't a football player. I mean, he could be both. Like, JR, sit down. JR,
like
sit down.
okay, let's hurt because I got something to say, but it's gonna spoil something, so I got
Well,
to say it.
well, I do want to respond real quickly on that. I do see that it's not like an apples to apples betrayal, but they both were betrayals because Gabriel, if he really wanted to work with Chris and continue in the game with him, he could have warned him. He could have given him a heads up that Hugo was going to guess him, and because he knew. And I mean, if he had done that, Chris probably wouldn't have shared the clue with Carson to begin with, because the only
No,
reason he shared it with her is because he thought she was going home.
I don't think so. I think Chris was going to share with Carson anyway because he told her he would. Like, that was even before they
he wanted.
said, that was even before they even made that pack of I won't show you. He told Carson at the beginning of last week's episode, I'll get it. I'll share it with you, whatever I get. And she was like, okay, cool. So I don't think he ever intended to not share it with Carson. Sure, he might have thought she was going home, but I think his intention was to always share it with Carson, regardless.
Yeah, it's
because
possible.
and because I don't think he knew, especially when he looked at it, he was like, I have no idea who this is. So I got to share it with somebody because I don't know. Chris's thing is he just want to make sure he has his ace in the holes. He want to know I got people. If they ever come for me, if I ever end up in the bottom, I need to have options. I need to know. And he does not know Monet's, and Gabriel can't tell him Monet's. He knew JR's, he knew Hugo's, but he was like, I still need to know. It's a need to know for Gabriel. I mean, not Gabriel, for Chris. I think Chris is very much in game mode. He just want to know everybody's clue. He just want to know. He can't help himself. He cannot
I mean,
help
that's
himself.
smart though. You
And
should want to know everybody's clue.
I'm not knocking him on that. He should want to know. And I think everybody should want to know everybody's clue. But I think when you make that pact and say, I'm not going to share your clue with it because we made this pact together and the other person is honoring that, and you like, because you get in greedy mode, like, I want to know, I want to know, I want to know. Don't make a pact if you ain't going to be able to do it. Don't be like, I promise you. This is between me. Like, I ain't gonna make that pact because I know I ain't gonna be able to keep that pact because I want to know. I want to know everybody's clue. And I think that's what it is, because Gabriel's like, yeah, I broke Monet's trust, but I didn't break your trust. Yeah. I promised you and I told you I will come to you with information, and all the information that I've gotten, I've come to you with it. And now when I ask you not to go share my information and you say I won't do it, and the first chance you get, you turn around, turn to Carson, that's a little icky.
I get it, but it is just
karma.
the game. It's the game.
It's the game, but in that house, in that moment, all their life is the game. So it feels personal in any situation when 24 hours, you're stuck in the game. That's why I say about Big Brother and all these shows where people live in the situation and they're living in the game. You can say it's just a game and it's not personal, but it feels very personal when the person you gave all of your trust to has now taken that and was like flipped it on you. Sure, after a while, like I said, I would feel very personal in games, like, oh, that was a move. You got to give them some time to be like, whew, okay, it's just a game. In that moment, he felt it, and it felt very personal. I'm sure after a while, and we see towards the end of the episode, it wasn't that big of a deal anymore for him. The person, it was just in that moment when Chris is like, man, I betrayed you. I did it. It was personal. Like, and that's when we got the reaction.
Everybody's been betrayed in this game, so I get it. Like, it's easy to get in your feelings, and it could even be a smart move to make him feel bad about it.
Yes.
So I was hoping that was more of a strategic move and not him just being emotional.
I think it was both.
It's hard to take away both.
I think it was a little bit of both. I feel like he was very much betrayed and felt that.
I still love Gabriel. For the record, I also still love Chris. I know nobody else does.
I don't want neither one of them.
I don't want either one of them to win, though, honestly.
We'll get into it, but I'm feeling better about a third person this episode.
Right. But we'll get into it. Yeah. Like I said, I think it was a little, in that moment, he was personal. But afterwards, he took some time to process and be like, whew, I need to calm down. It's just a game.
Right.
suck it up, Buttercup. It's the game. That's what we all do it, and even in these little online games we do for a second. I take it very personal when you betray me, but then after give me a minute, I'm fine afterwards.
I take in the aspect of work, I take it personal for the simple fact I play how I am in real life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't alter my personality to fit into the game. No, if I'm not a liar in real life, I'm not about to lie in the game. I'm sorry. I'm not a person who needs to lie to get far in games. That's why when people say about Big Brother, oh, they're in the house, they need to adapt, they need to do whatever. That is like the freaking not Harvard, but the psychology, the Bobo dog freaking experiment and the like prison experiment. You give somebody power to see what they're going to do with that power and put someone below them, they're going to act better than that person.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. Me personally, the same way I act in games is how I act in real life. Right. I can guarantee you, I can get in that Big Brother house and my personality is not about to change for nobody. Because after the fact, I'm like, it's a game, but I'm going to look at my actions and be like, fuck.
Can I go out this house and still look at, can I go out of this house and still be like,
yeah, because a lot of people get into that house, become a whole different person, then get out and be like, oh, that's not who I am in real life. If you let a game change you that much, you need to reflect on your life. I'm sorry.
And I think this is what Chris is like. He feels very powerful right now, and which he should. I guess he should. He definitely has more knowledge of who everybody is than most. But he feels very untouchable in these moments in this game. And I'm like, I get it. I understand it. But the smugness for me, I'm just like,
I never get that.
Are you telling me you didn't get that at the end of this episode today?
No, I feel like he's playing it up because of the producers prodding. Like, I don't think he's really smug.
Oh no, that's a smug white man right there. that is. I mean, I've come across men like Chris a lot in my life, and they're nice. They're good looking men, and they just like they give you that look of I know I'm better than you, and they might not be their intention, baby.
He doesn't think he's better than anybody.
Baby, he thinks he's all powerful.
He most definitely is.
He thinks he's in a good position in the game. He's all power. Nobody knows who his person is.
Exactly.
It's different than thinking I'm better than Monet.
You as a person. Okay, David. Example: Monet is in the same position as
Chris.
Gabriel and Chris, nobody knowing who her person is, and she does not give off that same smugness. Gabriel does not give off that same smugness. Hugo did not give off the same
smugness.
I'm not getting smugness from any of them.
Oh please, Chris.
Gives off smugness.
He gives off very smug.
The way he sits in the chair. No.
The only time I kind of got that. The only time I ever got that from him was the first episode. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to like him, but he grew on me.
First impressions is everything. Okay?
It's his faces he makes, and he's just like, and it's a way that he talks to people. Like when he was talking to Carson in this episode, it was just like, I don't know. I don't know if that's correct. That fake worry that he has, because he knew nobody knew who he was. He know ain't nobody know who he was. But that fake worry, like I don't. It's just something about it's just I don't know. We gonna have to agree to disagree, because I feel like he's just smug, and it's just it reminds me of so many bosses that I've had in my life where I'm like, I want to punch you in the face because you are just giving me that look of. But I'm sure he's a wonderful human being outside of this game. But he's just, maybe he is playing it up for the cameras. That's possible. But so we find out that Kevin Jonas is not here. He ain't gonna be here for the entire game because he has Jonas Brothers business, and that's more important than claim to fame business. So it's all Franklin all the time,
and he's happy about it.
He's happy, and I was happy. I wasn't mad at Kevin wasn't there. I'm like, sure, Kevin ain't there. Okay, cool. Bye, Kevin.
Franklin's our favorite, anyways.
I love Franklin. I think Franklin's great. I'm just like
always been Kevin, Nick, Frankie Joe for me when it comes to Joe.
I know what everybody.
Frankie has never been last. He's like never. He wasn't even a part of the Jonas Brothers. Listen, he was just the brother, and I still played before Joe.
That's
Joe.
poor. I
I
love
cannot
Joe.
stand. I cannot stand Joe Jonas.
If I'm ranking my Jonas Brothers, is Nick, Joe, Kevin, Franklin. Like, I'm sorry.
No.
I'd have
now-
Kevin last.
Everybody always had Kevin last, and I've always had Kevin first.
Maybe I'll move Franklin up since I do like him a lot on Claim to Fame. So I'll put Nick, Franklin, Joe, Kevin.
That's fair.
Yeah, the slander that Kevin Jonas always gets when it comes to these lists of always being last.
I'm sorry, Kevin. I'm sorry, Kevin.
I would never understand.
He's a personality guy.
It is reasons because I just love
it.
him.
It's weird to me because I find him more attractive than I find Joe Jonas any day.
Oh, I love me some Joe Jonas, but I love me some Nick Jonas a little bit better.
Yeah, no,
Nick,
Look,
I know he's married Nick, but Nick just do something for me. No shade, no tea, Priyanka. I don't want your man. I just love me some Nick Jonas.
I do. He sex appeal. I mean, yeah. Okay, let's
move. This ain't about the Jonas Brothers, but okay. But Nick does get better with age. Like the older Nick gets, the finer he gets. I'm like, oh God,
he's not like other Disney stars where the older they get.
Yes. Okay.
Corbin Blue,
name
for example.
Okay.
Corbin Blue. What a waste of jeans. That man is ugly as fuck now. Okay.
Well.
Lana, please don't disagree.
Okay, I'm not gonna disagree. I'm not. But anyway, so we get to the challenge, which I kind of found like a really good challenge. I was like, oh, this is cute. This is neat. In the mud, though. Why do we have to be in the mud? Couldn't we just...
So they could slip and fall.
Right? Why could we just not be in the grassy knoll area or whatever? But it was trivia. And it was celebrity trivia. And
I would have been good at this.
Me too. Oh, I was killing this game. I was watching it. I was like, oh, I know. I was like, my roommate was like, oh, you good. You should be on that show. I was like, I would, but I don't have no claim to fame. So
wait, okay. Did you know the Danica whoever?
Danica Patrick, yes.
Okay, I had no idea who she
was. You don't do sports, David.
No.
I do kind of do sports.
I don't remember. I don't do names. I remember faces. I don't know too much talk when it was like, I'll stop this when I named all three people on the screen and it was like celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even get the man who created the iPhone. Okay, I don't do names. I do faces. I couldn't even get Morgan Freeman's name for a quick second. No, the guy who did Snakes on a Plane. I was like, that's the guy who did no more goddamn Snakes on a Plane. I was like, I don't know his name.
That's not that's not Morgan Freeman.
No, that's Samuel L. Jackson.
Morgan Freeman popped up on a different time. It took me 10 minutes just to get three people. For me to get three people's names. 10 minutes straight. Okay. Yeah, I don't do names.
I would have been killing this game. I was so good. I think the only round that I kind of was like, oh, I don't really know, was the round that was going to Chris's person.
Oh, was that the one that started with like Lady Gaga? Then
no, I would have got that one. I would have got that one. It would have been the Anna Kendrick one where it started going off the.
First one.
Was it the first one?
No, it started off. She got her start on Twilight. And
then she went on Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect. I would have got.
I knew Anna Kendrick. I would have got that. I can't remember then. It must have been the third one. Whatever. I don't remember where it ended, but it was like, it was one that I was like, oh no, I don't really know. I think it was round 3. Maybe it was JR's round. I don't know. But I got pretty much everything else because like I knew who Danica Patrick was. So I was like, okay, I know who Danica Patrick is. And I knew that one. I knew the whole Derek Huff one. So I knew Chris's clues, Lady Gaga, Tony Bennett, to Michael Bublé, to Derek Huff. I knew all that. So I was like, I got that. Maybe it was Monet's that was throwing me off. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember how that one ended. But the thing to note is that like they were not like blindly guessing. They
No.
were running around seeing all these names. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if you had like somebody in mind, like even if you have like somebody in mind, you're still running past all these names. So you might see Samuel L. Jackson and be
Like,
like,
oh,
oh
baby,
yeah,
that's it.
that's the snakes and the plane guy.
I think
So
it was the John Favreau one. Whichever one had John Favreau,
oh
I wouldn't have got that
yeah,
link.
because they said he directed something, and
Yeah, and I was like,
I didn't know
who
he
is
directed
that?
that. I'm like, oh, I know who he is, but I'm like, I think of like him
I don't-
directing The Jungle Book and The Lion King and being an
Oh,
Iron
I was
Man.
about to say, who is that man? Who is he?
He's
Yeah.
Like I said,
happy in Iron Man.
I don't do names.
Yeah, so it
I
would
do
have
facial.
that one was the one that threw me off, but every other one I was on it. I was like, yeah, I know this Jennifer Lopez and da-da-da. Like I had that link, and I was like, okay, this makes sense. But baby, when they got to that John Favreau one, I was like, I have no idea what's going. And then they were like in Brokeback Mountain, and I was like, is it Matt Damon? But then they were like, no, it was the other guy, and I was like, oh, it was Ryan Gosling, and I was like, oh, thought it was Matt Damon. So I would have been all lost on that round. But
You know who was Loss's round?
JR.
Anyone with an XY chromosome,
Yeah, all
honestly.
the men were lost. The
I just want to
girls was killing.
say, I just want to say, every time Chris got out, I twerked an ass cheek. I was like, I don't want this man to win. Okay, I was
Y'all are
hoping.
haters.
I wanted like Monet or somebody else to get that clue to take that shot. And when when Monet got the clue, it literally the most easiest clue ever. This young ass girl didn't get it.
These babies don't know. And she was like, I didn't watch season 9 of Dancing with the Stars. Then when they said, how many seasons are Dancing with the Stars on? She said, I don't know, about 16. I was like, baby, they are on like 30. Like on like season 30 right now. My girl won season 17. What are we talking about? Like they
I
just
was
don't know.
I mean, that
so
is not
mad.
the easiest clue that they had there
No,
because
the easiest
so
clue
many people
was
have been on Dancing with the Stars. It's hard to keep track of all the
the,
winners.
the easiest clue was Gabriel's clue, and she had it and she guessed it and she listened to JR saying no. So I was like,
12 kids, no, literally 12 kids star. Literally, he was like cowboy. I was like, yeah.
I mean, but the clue that they gave
It's
for
not coming.
Gabriel was like he was on All That with Keenan Thompson, and he joined in the late '90s. Keenan and Kel is not
OG
joined;
members.
they the OG members. They not. He joined All That later. He joined, not Keenan and Kel joined. So I'm like, and she was like, yeah, Nick Cannon, and he's like, nah. Like, why
I
would
think
Mackenzie.
he's related to Lori Beth Denberg.
Like, I can't.
Amanda
At that
Bynes?
point,
Yes.
I wanted JR to go because
Yeah,
I
me
was just
too.
like, she had it. Because, like, if I can't get Chris to go home, I would take Gabriel going home. One of them got to go.
No.
Yes.
I mean, I wasn't
Yeah.
that. But Monet won. She killed it. She slayed it. She was killing everybody. The men were doing
Out of
horrible. The women were
5
killing.
rounds, she only missed 1.
She killed. She killed.
Yep.
So good for Monet. She got all the clues that she had, but she got her own clue. She got Chris's clue, and she got Gabriel's clue and JR's clue.
hmm Carson got her own.
Carson got her own. She was like, and I'm gonna rip them. Period. I was like,
Not that anybody has
It
any
doesn't
doubts
matter.
at this
it
point.
doesn't matter
Yeah,
because
it doesn't
everybody
matter.
knows. Everybody
It
knows who
doesn't
Carson is
matter.
related to. It's so crazy. So we get back into the house, and everybody's like, JR or Gabriel. They were at the bottom. I'm like, but wasn't Chris at the bottom too? He ain't getting none either.
He
Why
was
is
in the
it?
middle. He did place higher than
I'll
them.
say they went by placements. All
Mhm.
right, okay. Because I'm like, he ain't getting none either.
Yeah.
But his placement was higher. But so JR is gonna be between JR and Gabriel at this point, and everybody's trying to see what each other's gonna do. Gabriel, he wants Chris to be guessed, but he doesn't want to guess Chris because he doesn't know Chris. And he's like, but he is sure he knows who JR is, but he doesn't want to guess JR because that's his friend, and he don't want to be the one to take his friend out. But he's okay with making his friend guess wrong. So he's kind of like, I mean, who you think it is? And he like, JR's like, oh, I'm sure Carson is Dale Earnhardt Jr. I think that's a sure shot, but I don't know. I think I got a possibility Chris could be related to
Billy Idol.
Because first it was Prince earlier in the episode,
Prince,
by the
oh
way.
my-
I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
It's because he wears a purple jacket, which is a color.
Color, not colorful, but Prince. I'm like, y'all, when did Prince have a residency in Las Vegas? Never.
They too young. They wouldn't even know if it's real or not.
I was like, Prince ain't never had a residency in Vegas, ever.
Everybody should know he is from Minneapolis. He is not from Utah.
And he from Minneapolis, not Utah. And you think, are you going to sit here and tell me Billy Idol is from Utah? Like, they completely forgot the Utah reference. I'm like, y'all are idiots. But
if they thought one British guy was from Utah, they thought another British guy was from
Utah. I'm like, oh, it's so it bothers me because I'm like, these are babies, and I shouldn't be so mad and calling them idiots. They're just young.
I know we're all like ranting about this, Lana, and I'm batting nays down here. Like, I wouldn't know where Billy Idol's from.
And don't.
Do you even know who Billy Idol is?
I know Prince didn't have no goddamn residency in motherfucking Vegas.
And you know Prince ain't from Utah. Prince is black.
I don't know what that is, but I will never would have guessed Utah. Too many white people. Never. I'm about
to say Prince is black. I'm about to say Prince is black, by the way. So no, he is not from Utah.
Yeah,
Utah is the whitest of whitest.
Yeah, no, like you didn't hear like the way that I was like, yeah, no, I don't know where Prince is from, but I know it's not from Utah. Too white.
Too white.
There's probably a black person.
I mean, there's black people in Utah, but they all play for the Utah Jazz.
There we go. Wait, that's it. Chris is related to somebody from the Utah Jazz.
All I'm saying is
black, apparently.
All I'm saying is when me and my family was driving cross country from Chicago to California, and we stopped in Utah at the Walmart, and we were like, interesting. And it was this black man all the way on the other side of the strip where we were, and he looked over and he was like, he was shocked. He was like, and he started pointing at us, and I was like,
why does this sound like a horror movie premise?
This is real life. And he literally ran across and was like, more black people. I was like, that really happened. That I'm
get
not
out
even
to Utah Walmart.
Right. Get out of black people don't belong in Utah. I'm sorry. We just we don't belong there. But it's okay. It was fun. We laughed. All of us laughed about it. He laughed about it. It was a good time. And he was a nice man.
That's really cute.
And we went to Walmart, got our things, and got the heck out of Utah, period. That's what we did. But anyway, they don't know. They have no idea. But he's like, I'm guessing it probably is Billy Idol. And Gabriel's like, yeah, that sounds about right. I think you should guess it. I'm like, oh, Gabriel.
Something that hit me is when Gabriel asked JR, are you sure you want to guess that? Because what if you get sent home? And JR was like, if I get it right, I get it right and I stay. Now, if I don't, I'll go home. And I was just like, if you got that motherfucking mentality this late in the game, you could have been home.
Right. You could have.
I don't know. There's something that I kind of admire about the go big or go home mentality, because he could have played it safe. And honestly, like, I will say JR has not contributed as much as everybody else in the house. So, like, if he had to go, I wasn't going to be too sad about it.
I ain't mad that he's gone. But I'm
not mad. He's not gone. I'm mad that Chris stayed.
I was about to say.
Haters.
JR is look, as we talk, we jump in and we talking, but JR is the guesser. And JR gets Chris. And JR gets wrong. So JR's gone home. That's literally because he guessed Billy Idol. And
Not
have you all
mad that
noticed?
he's on. Mad.
Have you all noticed Chris is getting really good at just keeping a straight face?
yep.
Like this time was his best one
I
yet.
think it's both. I think it's
Nothing
Botox,
moved.
to be honest with you. I honestly
Not
think
both.
it's Botox.
I think this was his best one. He was just like, and the only thing he did was when that thing went off one, he was like, and looked back up. I was like, I would have been. I mean, he getting better at hold his face, but I think this is the one. Like he said, this one felt more personal. He felt like everybody was gunning for him, which they were because they're trying to get him out of there because he got all those clues and got all the power, and nobody knows who he is. It's just a matter of time before he guesses who Gabriel is, and I think he'll be the one to take that shot.
I don't know. I think the biggest threat for Chris still is when the people come back in the house.
Yes,
they're gonna figure it out.
Okay, no. Oh, I forgot about that happening. See. I just got excited because you wanna know why? You wanna know what?
Jane is gonna know.
Yeah, I think Jane's gonna know.
Exactly. The people who can actually guess Chris. Fuck Gabriel. Who can actually guess Chris is coming back.
Yep.
But nobody is coming back who can guess Monet.
I think you're right. And the ones who can won't say anything to anybody else because if it comes back to what's her name? Shane ain't saying nothing. If Shane knows,
she's
she
most
saying.
likely the closest person that
What
can
about
get
Cole?
it. Cole.
He
Maybe?
might know. He might know. He might know because they from New York. They live in New York. Saturday Night Live is a big thing, and they know. It don't take much to see somebody who works for Saturday Night Live on the streets. It don't take much to know that these people. At least he's been on Saturday Night Live, I believe, and so it won't take much for. I think Cole could be somebody who knows, but will Cole want to help? Probably not. He'll probably go right against Monet because
I think there's going to be three types of people when it comes to Monet. People who completely don't know who the fuck her father is. People who know who her father is and know him by name, and people who recognizes her father but don't know his name. And I think Cole falls in the part of I know who he is.
I don't know his name,
but I can't put my finger on his name.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that too.
I can see that. I can see that.
I'm telling you, only way Monet's getting out is if she guesses somebody wrong, and the person that she's going to guess wrong is Chris.
It'd be Chris.
Because all she needs is Shanae and fucking see, I can't do names. Oh girl, Dolly Parton's niece to confirm motherfucking Nick Cannon. All she can say, I thought it was Nick Cannon, and read out the clues, and they're going to confirm it's Nick Cannon. There go Gabriel. She can guess it. Because if you don't,
you know who else could probably guess Chris? Who coming back? Carly.
If she comes back,
she'll come back.
Okay.
She'll come back.
I could see her not because she didn't seem to be happy as she walked out the door.
She's coming back because there is no way she is not going to come back. She coming back.
Is that a satisfying way to win by having like eliminated people help you out?
She coming back because
I should have more camera time. I should have.
The girl is coming back. Just saying.
Yeah. I don't know. There was something very satisfying about how LC won last year, knowing that her celebrity relative was a household name. So if one of these people who not everybody even knows who their relative is ends up winning, it's not going to have the same impact for me. Like,
But here's the thing: in all demographics, was Keke Palmer really a household name?
I think so.
No.
She was having a
No.
big year too.
No, this year, if it was this season, I'd be like, yes, Keke Palmer is a household name.
If you got to think about, okay, if you say like everyone would know Keke Palmer, okay, if it was this season, wholeheartedly, I feel like everybody on this season will know who Keke Palmer is. Last season, I feel like they should know who Keke Palmer was, but you have to think. Coming from Disney, then going to Nickelodeon, she's not one of those Disney and Nickelodeon stars like Ariana Grande, Miley Cyrus, that still has a household name with her library.
And for Keke Palmer, I still feel at that point in time, as big as she was for some people, I still think Keke Palmer was Black famous. More Black famous.
That's what I'm saying.
Than
like
she was
the demographic, she's not for everybody.
Like she was way more famous than JB Smoove. Well, at least way more well known for this type of demographic, you know?
Yes. Now, this type of demographic would know Keke Palmer. Like the younger, like now, I think if Keke Palmer's relative was on this
season,
she would have been told. She would have been found out a long time ago, and like, okay, you related to Keke Palmer. But I feel like maybe last season it wasn't as obvious because it's like still Keke Palmer.
They were just caught up on the wrong person the whole time.
And
they're like Lawrence Fishburne.
That's so crazy to me. So crazy. I don't know. I do think Keke Palmer is more of a household name than a JB Smoove. And so I feel like they're just not going to know. And she's going to go home because somebody guessed wrong. Or she guessed wrong. She's going to go home if she guesses wrong, rather.
That's what I'm saying. That's the way that she goes out, is that she guesses wrong.
Yeah, that's the only way she's going out, because they are not going to guess unless somebody comes in the house and just flat out knows who she is.
Chris. And
but
the only way Chris is going
but I think it's a more bigger chance that somebody comes to the house. If they want to help, Chris will be the one that gets found out.
And
Gabriel will get found out.
That people who's coming back in the house is not wanting to take that shot at Chris and Gabriel.
Especially like Olivia, no, she didn't go out on Chris. Who went out on Chris? Hugo went out on Chris.
Hugo, JR,
and Jane. I feel like I'll be like, I'm coming to take this one out. I done took my shot and went out on him. I'm coming to take him out. I'm finding him out and I'm taking him out. But
I think there's something like that people will get satisfaction, like knowing, hey, I contributed to your win by helping you out. So I do think people are going to be very willing to spill the beans on anybody that they can figure out. But I do want to say real quickly, I want to give credit to the top four, because I do think these are the four best players we've had this season. They've all been gaming hard since the beginning. So I'm really happy to see that they've all made it to this point. And it's feeling a lot more competitive than I thought it would be. Yeah,
I definitely agree. I think it's a competitive season. I think they're playing hard, and I don't blame. And that's the thing. I don't blame anybody for playing hard. Just because I don't care for Chris, don't mean I don't appreciate him and his game, because he's playing hard. He's playing the game. I just don't happen to like him. And I don't want him to win. I just don't want him to win. Because I'm Team Monet. I'm sorry. I am Team Monet. My bias is showing. It is what it is. I'm sorry. And I want her to win because, yes, why not?
And this was her best episode for me, I thought.
Yeah, I agree.
She really made herself a contender, because I've always said, I don't think she's winning. I don't think she's got the edit for it. But she kind of had the edit for it this episode. So for me, I'm only writing off Carson, but I think any of the other three could win.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Carson. Listen,
Carson's
giving police energy.
The only one that everybody knows.
Fourth place.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah, she is fourth place energy, baby. I see it because, like, the minute I don't, she should have been fifth place energy if JR was smart, but whatever.
Yeah.
But she is giving me fourth place energy because it's like if anybody get down there, those they don't know each other, but they know her. So it's like you sure
Exactly.
shot. If she don't
If she's
win,
not the guesser, she's
right?
going.
If she ain't the guesser,
Right.
baby,
No,
you're going home.
thing. No,
It's lights
that's the
out.
sad part. That's the sad part because if she's not the guesser, she's going home. If she's the guesser, she's going
She's going home because she has
I know
no
that
idea who the
Carson
rest
is
of them are.
going.
Carson is
Oh,
fourth
baby.
place energy, baby. I'm sorry.
Hi, girl.
Bye, look, okay, bye, girl.
Magically, unless she magically be like, you know what? Let me guess Gabriel, and let me just say, you know what? Nick Cannon. Let me just.
It would clearly have to come out of her butt, like like.
If that happens, at that point, give her the win.
I'm
Get
telling
the
you,
win, babes.
this is what will be so funny because we're not getting to next week's episode, so we won't be here next week. We're getting it 2 weeks from now, but yeah,
Both of the
getting
final
both
episodes will be in 2 weeks.
in 2 weeks. So we get a long
Why can't you do this?
episodes in the next 2 weeks. I know, right? We're getting the finale. We wrapping this thing up,
Mhm.
and it's like, ooh.
I can't
But
do this.
but here's what like get me because Carson does have Gabriel's clue, and if she happens to show Monet Gabriel's clue, and Monet looks at it and like, I know who it is. Now she could tell her, or she could not tell her. I mean, I personally wouldn't say it. I act like I don't know because that's game. I'd be like, ooh, I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, get it. But I'm like, I don't know. Girl, I don't get it. And then I'm like, I'm saving this for myself because if I happen to get in the bottom, I need a sure shot. But if I don't and she get down there, I can protect my boy and I can come back to Gabriel. I'm like, she know who you are. I mean, I know who you are, but I made sure she didn't know who you were. You see how this thing working and you didn't trust me? But yeah, I would make Gabriel feel stupid, real bad for giving my clue away. That's what I would do. So he wouldn't come after me. But yeah. So we don't, like I said, we don't have another episode next week. We got 2 weeks. We gotta hold off for 2 weeks and then come back for the last 2 episodes.
Should we just go with our gut and make predictions on who's gonna win?
Yeah, we have to at this point.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna call it. I think Gabriel's gonna win.
Okay. Nate, who you got?
Monet.
I said I was Team Monet. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm sticking with it.
You have to honestly think. Those three are in the same boat, right? Those three are in the same boat. None of them know each other's relatives. But you have to think. Think about the people who have left and who has to come back to him.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those three, who's actually going to know Monet's relative? By name, not by name. Now, how many people can hear about Gabriel's clue and be like Nick Cannon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If they hear it, they'll know it. I feel like it's
automatically. He's to be honest, out of those three, he's most likely the one that's going to get found out first. Out of those three people, out of Monet, Chris, and himself, it's going to be Gabriel.
He can get safety though.
He can get safety, and that's the thing. Like I said, I want to know. I can't wait to see how this final end game plays out because, like we said, Carson fourth boot energy. So I am not even looking at her to go far unless she gets safety and pull something out.
I think they're done with safety, so maybe that's not even.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's no safety.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
They literally said that like not last episode, but the episode.
Oh yeah, no more immunity. I do know that. There's no.
Immunity. There's no more immunity. So I'm saying like, there's no way. I'm sorry.
Carson,
it's either Chris or Monet.
I say Carson.
There's no way.
You know what I want to see one time, like in Claim to Fame? I want to see an actual guess off between two people where they go back and forth and just keep guessing until somebody gets it right. I would live for that.
That would be hilarious. And we'll be sitting there for an hour because they can't guess who the person is. We going back and forth. I'm like, okay. I think it's gonna be Monique for me. I don't know. I am excited. I can't wait. This has been very much more competitive than I thought it was going to be, and I'm excited for that because I didn't know it was going to be this way. I'm happy to finally say this season I will watch the end of Claim to Fame because I did not watch all of Claim to Fame last season, so I did not see how the end game works. So now I'm going to see how the end game works, and I'm excited to see that happen. But
so we might have to do a rewatch of season 1 sometime.
Maybe. I mean, we'll put that in the cup refilled. We can put that in the cup refilled like we do. And if we do, I will be happily watch it. Even knowing who won, I will watch it. But that's it. We will be back in 2 weeks to discuss.
Oh my God.
The end. Maybe. I know. Me too. I want it next week.
No, listen, I was watching a K-drama that's 50 episodes. I'm barely on episode 45, and it comes out like Saturday and Sunday. Okay, because it's in Korea. I can't do this.
I'm the same way. That's why I'm like, just give me a full season and I'll watch it all at once. I'd rather binge than
I would get spoiled though, I'm sure.
Of course I would. And that's why I can't do it because I know I get spoiled.
Like I got spoiled on the Traitors.
I might have to listen next week. I might just have to go with one. I don't think I can hold it. Like, I won't tell y'all, but I don't think I can wait for 2 weeks. No.
I don't think spoilers are out there.
No.
You will be surprised. I found out who won last season before it even aired. You will be surprised.
Well, if you do find out, don't tell me because I'm going to wait. I have so much other stuff to occupy my time watching, so I will not be watching because I have to watch.
I don't.
Big Brother because it's on this channel.
I haven't watched one episode.
Oh no!
I gotta watch Big Brother because we're doing that and we're talking about it here on the Cup TV. I have to watch all the drag races internationally because they're going on the Cup reality channel, and I gotta watch all of those. And it's 6 of those, y'all. Six. I tell you, 6. And so got a lot of that to watch. So I'm not going to jump the gun. I will not look at spoilers. I am going to wait. But in 2 weeks, we will be back to talk more Claim to Fame. We'll be wrapping it up. We will know who wins. We will celebrate or mourn, whichever one happens first.
I am boycotting Claim to Fame if Chris wins. I just want y'all to know.
I'll be here by myself.
I will be here, but I will be very solemn.
Boycotting.
If Chris wins, I'll be very solemn about it, but I will be here.
And if y'all think I am not telling the truth, when my favorite character from How to Get Away with Murder died, I did not watch the rest of the seasons until the final season. Okay. Was it Wes?
Yes. Yeah, I did that same thing. I did not finish it. I still have not finished it because I was so devastated when Wes died.
That happened early.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I ain't watched a lot. I was so upset. I was devastated. But subscribe to the channel because we appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for spending your time listening to us talk about Claim to Fame. Hit the subscribe button if you are enjoying us because we really appreciate it and we really want to build this channel. Jump over to our Cup Rubber Reality channel if you like anything Drag Race International and Drag Race US. When it all comes out, we'll be talking about it all over there. Subscribe. I can't say it enough. Subscribe. Also follow us on our socials at the Cup Pod, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, because we put out all this dope content because we're funny people and we like making you laugh. So check out all of our reels and Instagram things and stuff on all of those channels and things. And if you just like us, the 3 of us, follow us on our socials. We talk about some interesting things on our stuff. Whatever. David has a lot of great drag friends that he likes to talk to on Twitter. And I'm talking Big Brother a lot, and Nate talks about everything under the sun, what Nate wants to talk about. And so, join us on all of our socials if you just want to follow us because we're cool people. Also, get your cup merch because All cookies have one, and you should get you one too. And yes, we do ship internationally, so there are no excuses to not getting you one. That's it. Thanks so much. We love you. We appreciate you. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
See y'all in 2 weeks.
No.
See you in 2 weeks.
No.
See y'all in 2 weeks.
2 weeks I can do.
Damn. Damn.
There it is.
Damn. Damn. Damn.